Just when you press it, you.
Move my hand. All right. So I want to go into, hello everyone. This is IFBB Pro Anthony Champagnie. I'm here with Marc Saady. So first I'm going to introduce myself. I'm a professional bodybuilder, turned pro in 2012. And I currently am training, taking on clients. I have my company, championme.com, Champion Me LLC. And we're going to start our vlog. Today's our first vlog. It's part one. We're going to talk about what it takes to get into the gym. Just getting into the gym, not going into the gym yet, what it takes mentally. So before we go to do all that, I want you to set your side to Marc Saady, and I want him to tell you a little bit about himself. Marc?
Hi, Marc Saady here. Marc the Machine on Instagram, if you want to know. Fitness professional and a NASM elite trainer. Recently certified. So I'm here with Anthony, a good friend of mine, to figure out why, and how we can help people build an intrinsic motivation to get into the gym, to start being more physically fit, and realize that looking good is secondary and health and benefits are primary, and to really break that barrier on what's stopping you, what's holding you back, what is it? Because it's more than it's not just being lazy. Nobody's lazy.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, Marc. So I'm just gonna just let the guards down and say what the fuck we need to say about this, because it's very important, because every year I hear it as I go into the gym or the new year starts, and clients are always like, "Oh, what are you gonna say?"
Oh no, the primary excuses people come up with why they
Yeah,
can't.
the excuses. I'll start next week. What else do you ever get?
Oh my God, I've heard excuses like, I'm not in shape to go to the gym yet, or I'm too busy. I don't want to get judged. I don't want people to laugh at me.
I like that one. I'm not in shape yet to go to the gym. That is the whole reason why you go to the gym, because you're not in shape.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I've heard that from family members, and they have their basement full of exercise equipment that they're using as drying racks.
Yes, yes. The clothes hang on. Listen, I was with my son's mother for many years, and I had a spin bike, and for God's sake, she wouldn't use it, but it was used for clothes and our jackets to put on it. But yeah, we're just trying to talk about the mental part, what it takes mentally to get into the gym. So, because I'm sure that that fitness journey is it's not easy,
Oh no, starting it out is not. I mean, we could sit here and tell you where we started. I was a fat kid, man. I was husky all the way. My mom loved feeding me, and I loved eating, and I still love eating. So,
and I was at the opposite end of the spectrum. I was a skinny kid, couldn't gain weight to save my life. People think, oh, well, how did you get up to 290 pounds? Because I had to learn. But I was a skinny kid. I was weak. I couldn't lift weights. I was always had abs all year round because I was small. You know what I'm saying? My metabolism, then you're young, your metabolism is just going.
Well, that's a benefit for you, because you grew up without all that visceral and subcutaneous body fat.
Mm-hmm.
So it's easy for you to maintain a lean physique.
Yeah, lean physique.
Yeah, but putting on mass,
that was
difficult.
Difficult, because then I had to do something I don't like to do. Well, that is
eating.
Eating. I don't like eating. I don't like to gore. I don't like to eat 6 meals. I never did. It was just something that I had to do. That's why dieting became easy, because I just ate, because I don't really care for, I'm not a foodie. I don't care for the taste of the food eating. When my mom made food, I ate it, but I'd rather drink juice or water.
I grew up in my house. My mom cooked everything, man. She was Italian, French, American, Lebanese, Egyptian. Every dinner, every night was a different culture.
Don't get me wrong. My mom would, the West Indian food, oh my gosh, it was going in all the time. But
I was 2 pounds of jerk chicken by myself, man.
I was on punishment for not eating at the table. I was left at the table for not eating the good food. I would sit there and go to sleep at a table and say, "You're not going to get up until that food."
That is so old school.
I used to wrap it up in paper when she went somewhere and stuff it behind her fridge. If she went back to those apartments, I'm sure they're different now. But
chicken,
a bunch of chicken was back there.
Jerky back there.
And then I'll say, "Hey, I finished it." And it's like, "Okay, throw it away and go to bed." Like, didn't eat. So starting the gym, whether you're a slender person, whether you're a bigger person, whether you just want to get in shape for whatever reason, we're here to discuss what will make you get into the gym. The physical and the mental aspect of it. So let's start with the mental. you think about it. I think about, okay, I want to get in the gym, I want to work out, but people are watching me if you're very low.
This stages of five behavioral changes. There's five stages of behavioral change from the Nassau textbook is right there. The first one is contemplation, and you come up with every excuse not to do it. You talk yourself out of it all the time by coming up with excuses like I'm being judgy. Guess what? Nobody's looking at you at the gym. You see us working out. You see our videotape. You see us on our workouts online. You know, check them out, please, on Instagram. You will see that we're not paying attention to anybody around us. Nobody is. And if you actually look at the background, everybody's in their own little clique, their little group. So trust me, nobody's watching you. If you do feel insecure, bundle up. Cover yourself up a little bit. Put on a little shelter, a wall, like armor. But just make it, sweatpants.
But you know what? With the way the world is right now, like, people don't care about being large and showing. There's people that have
body positivity, right?
Body positivity. People are wearing crop tops to the gym. I say go for it. Whatever makes you get in the gym and that makes you feel good to wear a crop top and tights and who cares?
If you're confident enough to do it, go right ahead.
Go right ahead and do it.
And then there's the opposite side of the spectrum, the fit shaming.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I've had that my whole life.
Aren't you going to eat? You don't like to live? Oh my God. Get real, people. I want to live. I want a high quality. I want to live till I'm 95 years old and still be able to bench 145 when I'm 100.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I get that all the time. Like some family members, they used to, until they got used to seeing me eat the way I eat. They was like, you're gonna weigh your food again. That's the way I eat for the rest of I'm gonna eat like that so that when I go out there and eat a certain way, I won't feel guilty if I go and have like pizza or burger and French fries from Burger King or a diner, places like that. That's okay with me. So it's okay. So getting into the gym, the mental aspect. So what are the 5 stages?
You got contemplation, pre-contemplation. Then you have preparation. Then you have action, and then maintenance. Maintenance is you're already working out. You're just trying to maintain your physique, your body where you are. You're happy with where you are.
Okay, let's break down those five steps. Right. What was the first one you said?
Contemplation.
Pre-contemplation. Pre-contemplation. So it's the thinking. You're sitting there at home, on the bench, wherever we are, and we're just thinking about it.
You're thinking you want to work out, but you don't know if it's for you. You really don't know if you want to try it. You don't have the time. You're coming up with every excuse and barrier in the book why you shouldn't start even going for 10-minute walks after a meal, which is super beneficial. As simple as a 10, 15-minute walk after you eat dinner, you have no idea what that can do for your body.
Or if they've done it. I've heard this all the time. I have family members that started training and people, and that first time soreness really discourages them. So what do we do? I know it's hard because that first time soreness really, they think they're in pain and they're going too hard. Sometimes it's like that. And I tell people, do not go into the gym trying to go your first week or first month every single day. You're going to regret it. You're going to hate it. Go in, if it's just the cardio machines you want to be on, and be a cardio bunny for a little while, go right ahead. I never tell people just be a cardio bunny. I tell people do other things.
Yeah. If you're going to, like you said, if you want to be a cardio bunny, go ahead. I'll go the extra step by saying, if you want to walk on the treadmill, throw some ankle weights on. Do a little bit of weighted cardio. Just to get you in, start jump roping. Cardio is cardio. Whatever gets your heart rate up, gets your heart rate up.
Right.
It doesn't matter what it is. People ask, what's the best cardio? Coach Greg Doucette, I'll quote him when he said it. The best cardio is the one you enjoy. That's it. And it's funny he said that the DOMS, the delayed onset muscle soreness. I was actually reminded me of a Judge Judy video.
Oh yeah,
Judge Judy. So a client was sued his trainer for one session. He sued him after one session because the next 3 days he couldn't work out because he was so sore. He blamed him that he was in the emergency room because he couldn't. He said his legs were paralyzed. His upper body couldn't move. The guy he never worked out in his life, and he decided to work out. So you have to expect, if you're going to hire a trainer, they're going to push you, and if it's your first time, you're going to hurt.
But also explain, like a good trainer. Let's say a good trainer. Like,
yes,
we don't know. Did he do too much?
Well, that's where the good trainer has to. If your trainer's not doing a park queue or interviewing you and asking you open-ended and closed-ended questions on your fitness history,
ABCs of the training, the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. To learn you. Yeah, you can end up getting a trainer that's going to push you too hard, too fast. I mean, yeah, the first thing you do, I tell people we're going to work out. You're not going to use any weights. You're just going to do the motions.
Yeah.
Just do the motions. You do the motion of a bench press. Grab a 10-pound barbell. Yeah, a fixed barbell.
Right.
Do that. But then they're like, oh, I'm not working out. You know, trust me. In 2 weeks, you won't be as sore. You'll be better off.
Right. And you slowly inch them into it. You know what I mean? I agree with that. Like getting a trainer to understand, not somebody that's want to hurt you and then laugh about it later. I'm like, this is how it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be that way. You're supposed to enjoy it in the first minute and get them. Because remember, if they haven't been going there for a while or have never been in the gym before a while, and they do have that fear and asking questions like, when's the last time you worked out? How did you feel last time? What are your experiences? And what are your expectations of training? And what do you want out of it? Gives you an idea of how hard to push the person. If they have trained like 2 weeks before and just want to train her, then you can push them a little hard. But if they have never trained, there is no way I'm going to have them do any machines or any real resistance. I just want to know what their range of motion is.
And again, I wanted to ask you beginning with this, but that's right, 100%. You want to find out the ROM, the range of motion. When you first start a client up, what do you recommend their first gym schedule be like?
I tell them I wanted to build a habit. So either have them come in 2 to 3 days a week, no more than 30 to 45 minutes, and then get out of that gym. I don't want you in the gym for 2 hours on end.
So you want an hour and a half a week, basically. So 45 minutes, 2 days each, or 30 minutes a day?
A day for 3 days. I don't want you in the gym constantly at all. I never ask them for that. I let them decide for that as we go along. Then I can they'll actually tell you, you can push me a little harder. I'll turn it up a notch. Or I'll see that they can be pushed. And then we'll communicate as we go along, online, and see how their progress is coming. And most of the time they have told me that, Neil, I like it. I want to keep going. Some people like the pace that they're at and they can lose weight and they can get in shape or get muscle at the pace. But I don't encourage balls to the wall, 4 days a week, 30 minutes. There's no reason for that right now. Remember, it's working out and bodybuilding is a lifestyle. That means I got to make this that you're going to do this for the rest of your life. It is not just for now.
No.
It's not just for now. You know, a lot of people want to work out, and sometimes, like in the northern states, New York, PA, whatever, summertime, they don't want to work out. Come January, February, they want to work out, get in shape for 3, 4, 5 months, then get back. Like, I don't see the whole point of doing stuff like that. Like,
I don't either. But you were like he said, the beginning, you want to start that. It just popped into my head. It's like a Pavlovian response. You know, Pavlov's dogs, they hear a dinner bell and they start salivating for food because they know the food's coming because of the dinner bell. So if you push somebody too hard, too fast, you're going to get that bad taste in their mouth and they're not going to want to do it. So every time they hear workout, they're going to associate it with pain, grief, sweat, tiredness, fatigue. But if you go with what Neil is suggesting, where you do 45 minutes, an hour and a half a week, you break it up, even 15 minutes, 4 days or whatever, just to start, get it in there.
It's just a form of habit and you want going there.
Yeah, you want to build you want to spike your endorphins. You're going to do that in the first 10 minutes. So now you're going to associate working out with that endorphin release, which is going to make you want to stay there longer, work out more, to feel better.
All right, so we got that pre-contemplation.
Yeah, right? Then you get a contemplation is where now you're able to talk them around their barriers, like what we just did. Just discussing on how this is the route we're going to take, and the reason why some trainers in the beginning will want to sign you up for a 3-month program isn't because they want to lock you in for 3 months. It's because it takes 14 days to break consecutively to break a bad habit. 14 to 20 days. So
I've always said 21. Like, I have this rule. Like, when I coach my clients, I told them the first 21 days, you've hit it on the head. The first 21 days, you got to stay on diet. You got to eat exactly what I want. There's no cheats, none of that for 21 days. Don't ask for a cheat, you won't get one. The first 21 days, because that is when you form the habit. The 21
break or form.
Break or form. Yes, break or form that habit. After that, depending on how well you do, we get a cheat meal in that day. Not a cheat day, a cheat meal. And then we can go another 21 days. And I do it by those days, 3 weeks.
Yeah, 100%. I can't agree more with that. That's exactly it. And that's why you want to sign up for a 3-month program. And dude, it's to make you accountable. Sometimes, I can do it myself. If you can do it yourself, go for it. But It's like I tell some people sometimes, don't let nature make your decisions. Like if you know you're a little overweight, you got a little bit of high blood pressure, you're a little obese. Coronary heart failure in this country is the number one killer around the world, not just in this country. Obesity is the number one killer in the world by the UN's. I forgot what it's called again. It's a worldwide health organization. And that,
Okay.
they've deemed that it's because of people becoming more sedentary because of lifestyle and jobs.
Mm.
So we want to break these habits and
Right. So when you talk, we did pre-contemplation.
Yeah.
We doing. So I was looking up. I was on my phone right now, looking up the word. What is the meaning of contemplation? So I want to dive into it, even more.
Yeah.
And contemplation is the action of looking thoughtfully at something for a long time.
Yep.
So that means these people are looking. You've been thinking about this for a long, sometimes for years before they want to get into shape, right?
I think about the word pre-contemplation.
Yeah.
You're contemplating about contemplating.
You're contemplating about contemplating.
Yeah,
I'm pre-contemplating now. Now it's a contemplation because now you're in a deep reflective thought. Before you was in a thought. Now we're in a deep reflective thought.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this state of being thought about or planned is starting to get into you. So now you have to surround yourself with people doing the same thing. So that's the contemplation part. What was the third one?
Action.
Action. Okay.
No, preparation. Sorry, preparation. Preparation is where somebody is starting to go for walks after dinner. They're at the they're still in the contemplation stage. They're borderline.
They haven't gotten in the gym yet, right, Mark?
They haven't gotten into the gym yet. Or
Okay.
maybe they have, but they just walked in to look around. Or maybe they've gotten on a treadmill here and there, or they've used their neighbor's treadmill. But they're just starting. It's like
they haven't even got the membership yet.
Yeah, exactly. They just, or they, yeah, exactly. They got whatever the guest pass or whatever. They're working out 2 or 3 times a month.
And this is called the what?
Preparation.
Preparation. All right. So they're doing maybe 2 or 3 times a month, which is fine. I think it's a good stage because eventually you'll get to the next stage.
You need to start somewhere. Hell.
Okay. So
everybody crawled before they walked.
Right. So they're actually taking action.
Yeah.
Right.
Action is the next stage where they're actually going into the gym on a regimented schedule. They're hiring a trainer.
Okay. And this is the what?
Action stage.
Okay. So this is the action stage.
Yeah.
Okay. So now they're taking action. They're doing something. What's the next step?
Now this is where they get a trainer, get a regiment, set a goal.
What is the one called?
That's the action stage. That's
the action stage. The one before this was what?
Preparation.
Okay, preparation, now action.
Yeah, action.
So now action now comes after that because you prepared yourself for it. So now we're taking steps. So they probably went into the gym and got the membership at this time?
Oh yeah. They got a membership. They're looking at training, maybe hire a trainer, or they're doing some online based or even use an app. There's training apps out there.
Mm-hmm.
We're not sitting here trying to market up. Look, we're here, we're going to be here for you. We're going to make you accountable. You can use a training app. Mm. It's just an alarm on your phone to tell you to do work. It's not going to hold you accountable.
Yeah.
But if you're dedicated to it, you can get the same results if you use an app. I mean, eventually anyone that uses apps, like I started, you end up hiring a trainer because
there was not a lot when I started training or working out myself. There wasn't many apps. It was DVDs. Like Billy Blanks. It was Billy Blanks at one point. DVD.
I started with Typo.
There was Suzanne Summers around that time.
Oh yeah.
I guess I'm telling people my age, but all right.
Remember? Here's something that's our age. Jazzercise.
Oh shit.
And then that was it was Richard Simmons.
Please don't say Richard Simmons.
And then the Richard Simmons had the Jazzercise, which they still do in the nursing homes.
Hey, it is.
I got a friend that's a nurse there. It's hysterical, and she does it with him. She loves it. But there's and then remember he had the deal a meal, which is basically every time you took a spoon of a carb, you moved the card over into a slot.
Right.
So you limited what you eat. You're watching what you're eating. And that's, I do something.
And we come from little of that. Now we're at a stage where people have apps. We have My Fitness Log. We have trainer logs. We have gyms. It's so vast nowadays. I don't understand why people aren't getting in shape as much as they should. And
there's so many different diet plans out there from, oh my God.
It's a lot.
Eating freaking dinosaur testicles. We're not mentioning anybody, Kidney King. All right. But you got that guy, which honestly, I think he's doing wonderful, even though he lied, but whatever.
We can say what the hell we want on our fucking
yeah, you know,
okay.
everybody says, oh, if you thought he was natty, you were smoking crack.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at him like, I'm natty. I'm like, yeah, what are you trending to the fucking balls that you're eating? No, I'm like,
dude, no.
So when he came out, it was like when my nephew came out of the closet. I was like, he's like, I'm gay. And we were like, yeah, okay, we already knew.
Yeah, it wasn't surprised when he said, hey, I'm like, are you guys really surprised that this person was not natural?
Yeah, exactly. Like, why are you surprised? And then he went off all this stuff. Come on, anybody that goes off doesn't stay off. They don't. They have to do something later on because their body's so out of whack. They need at least minimal help.
Okay, I want to.
I know. Yeah, we completely went off.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It is what it is. So, what are the psychological switch that will cause you to step foot in the gym? I wanted to like. Okay, so for example, for me, what was my psychological cause that made me set foot in the gym? I was bullied coming from the island of Jamaica. I was very slender, big head. People teased me, my accent. I couldn't get a gym at that time. If you were under the age of 18, you couldn't get a membership to a gym.
Yep.
This is around when Bally's started. I know some of you young guys don't know about Bally's Total Fitness. Bally's Total Fitness was around for a long time.
Bally's a spinoff from Jack LaLanne.
Jack LaLanne.
Yep.
So what caused me to get in there was being bullied, and I didn't want to be skinny anymore.
Well, you have to understand, he was skinny, but he had his neck that grew into his chest. So he worked out so he can grow out of his neck.
I was teased about that for a very long time, but yeah, it was that was my. So what was your psychological?
Oh my God, I was a fat ass.
What made you say? Were you emotional about it?
I wasn't really emotional about it because my mother always, again, my mom and dad, foreign family. I'm Lebanese and Egyptian, so. And my mother is Egyptian Catholic, and man, she cooks. Like I said, she cooks everything. So it was looked down upon if your children were skinny because it meant you weren't affluent, you weren't successful, and you couldn't feed your family. So they tried to fatten us up, my sister and me. And I grew up as somebody who's able to easily put on weight, but I couldn't take it off easily. So my biggest thing was I was always made fun of, not for being fat because I wasn't fat, I was husky. But there was one time. We were all out. I remember this. I was about 16 years old. And all my friends played baseball. I played football and I wrestled. And we were just running around and we just took our shirts off. And this bunch of girls in the background started screaming, "Put your shirt back on, fatty." Yeah, that was kind of my breaking point at that point. I realized that it's kind of sad on their part, but I feel so much better, honestly. I thank them. Because the truth is, when I grew up, there weren't a lot of chubby people. It's not because we just ate better. We moved around more.
Mine was being bullied, but not bullied only by people. Bullied by my dad. You know, he was a strong figure in the household, but he was also someone that really annoyed everyone in the household, and he took advantage of that. And I hated it. And he bullied my mom for a while, and it was very discouraging. He was always harassing my mom, and she to the point that sometimes she would come in and lay in my bed when I got bigger. You know, she would actually come into the bedroom, just lay behind me so he could from the stop. One day, like I tell you a story, like he would come in the room one time. Mom came, I think I was like 19, and she laid behind me because she couldn't take it no more, and sat there, and I stood up and I said, "If you come in here, you're going to get hurt." Because I was not standing. Because at that time, at 19, I was 200 pounds at that time. Actually, I learned everything. I used to buy there was no internet to learn these things of how to gain weight. This was me reading books and magazines that I got from the corner stores. The corner stores used to sell these magazines, workout magazines. What was one of them? Muscle and Fitness.
Yep.
Muscular Development, Flex magazines. I used to read those. And I learned, one of the biggest things I learned, I could train all I want. I learned how to eat, like literally eat every 3 hours. I would eat 9 times a day because I wanted to get big. And I stayed in the gym and I wouldn't go on vacation. While my family members were going on vacation to Jamaica every year, I stayed here. I even finished high school within 3 years. And it's supposed to be because in order to go to the gym, you had to enroll in summer school.
Okay, yeah, I remember you telling me. Yeah,
So
yep.
I enrolled in summer school so I could use the gym, not because I needed the credit, but then I took the classes anyway. So by the time my senior year came around, they said, you're finished. And I was like, no. They said, well, you could take a class in the morning. So I would take one class and then go to work at KFC Taco Bell after and eat and train.
That's a freaking Ronnie Coleman story right there.
That's all I did. I would eat, and I wasn't eating all of it. I just knew I had to eat. So I'd eat. I knew I had to eat carbs. So I started eating more Italian food. So I would eat like pasta and chicken and baked ziti. I ate a lot of baked ziti because it took me a long time.
I really don't blame you.
So I ate a lot of Italian food to the point that the restaurant that I used to go to, they knew when I called, they saw the number, they were like, it'll be ready at this time. Yeah. I would literally go there and pick it up every other day, pasta. So that was my reasons. So if you were being bullied and that caused you, like or whatever, or even from family members, that was the reason why I had to get big, so I could defend certain habits that were happening in my home. Not so much people. Yeah, people outside my home, but then when I got bigger, then people left me alone. But then they decide to want to shoot you.
Yeah. See, I was the opposite. My parents never wanted me to be in shape or skinny. And I was always chubby or husky. So I didn't start weight training until later on. So I was doing a lot of cardio, Spartan runs, obstacle courses. I was slim and trim. I was 120 pounds, at 5'6". I was skinny as fuck, but I was shredded. And my mother and father were always telling me, no, you're too skinny. You're sick. You're not healthy. But I was very healthy. I was extremely well. I would wake up and run 5-6 miles in the morning every single day. That was my shit. Every Sunday was for 13 and a half miles. I did half marathons for fun. I loved it. And then, and I ate like a fucking pig. That was my problem. So, but, I still loved eating, and I didn't have a meals issue. But one day, about 15 years ago, I hurt my knee. And I couldn't just sit around not running anymore. So I switched over to weight training, to hypertrophy, and holy mother, my body just went, this is then I'm realizing this is what I should have been doing. I didn't have any direction at that time.
What was one of your, before we go on, what is one of your most memorable experience? I have one, but what is one of your memorable experience when you were in the gym that changed your life about training? Do you have one?
Oh yeah, when I hit 135. Honestly, I was like, wow. I'm like, this is nice. And then when I hit 225, I'm like, on a flat bench, flat bar, I'm like, and this was natural. This was before I even did any supplements. I didn't, I waited a long time. Again, I did marathon running, so it didn't matter to me. I was looking for size. And when I hit the 225, and I'm like, wow, this is what I should have been doing. And I'm like, and that just got me so psyched. It almost reminded me like the first time I did a full marathon and I completed it. Didn't come in first. Came in dead center.
Just want to let you know, you see all these experiences happen in the gym. All these stuff that happen that release those good endorphins, those feel good hormones come from training.
But I told you, when I hit that 25-mile mark,
yeah,
I cried. I was so happy with joy. The only other time I cried with joy was when my daughter and my son were born. But that was the only. I'm like, I just completed a marathon. I did what a small percentage of the population can do. I did it for myself, not for anybody else. And that's where my intrinsic motivation started coming from. And that's when I was doing that. And then when it carried over to hitting the 135 and then hitting the 225, and I'm like, wow, I'm.
That's awesome.
I'm like, this is what a man is supposed to be. And Socrates even said it. It's a shame. I'll pull the quote up. I don't want to misinterpret. I don't want to misquote the quote. It's a phenomenal quote. So before the end of this, maybe I'll close out with it.
Okay. Well, mine was I met this guy. The name stick in my head when they changed my life. His name is Eric, and he wasn't the most strongest guy in the gym. And I remember to this day he had a red pit bull shirt on. He had a couple of them, but I remember I used to watch people in the gym just because I get an idea how to train. So I secretly would watch people while I'm training. And I remember seeing guys that were strong, and every time I asked them, yo, how do you get that big? They kept saying, don't worry about it, you'll get it one day. Don't worry about it, you get it one day. And they would never tell me. This guy, Eric, one day I said, how do you get, he says, stop trying to lift so heavy, or you want to be a power lifter? But I said, I want your shape. So if you want my shape, this is what you do. And he took me under his wing.
Nice.
And people don't do that. Everybody wants to show, tell you there's a secret to it. Fuck it, there's no fucking secret to it. Consistency and not being afraid to ask people questions in the gym. Yeah, you don't want to bother them while they're doing a set. There's certain kind of gym etiquette while they're doing a set. But on the side, you can stop them when when they're taking a break and talk to them and say, hey, I don't mean to bother you. That's what I did to Eric. But how do you get? And then I'm sure they'll be delighted to tell you. So Eric was the only one that's decided to say, hey, let me show you. I was a 170-pound kid, 60 maybe. And he's like, let me show you. So he showed me how to press and lighten the weight. And
your lightest was my heaviest, natural. That's funny.
So he showed me how to lift the weights properly. And then one day I said, I like that shirt because I didn't know where to buy those shirts from, the T-top. He says, you want it? I said, yeah. He took it off and gave it to me.
Oh,
I don't care. I don't give a damn. I didn't care.
Yeah,
I didn't care.
I know.
To me, that was like, I'm actually being a bodybuilder. And I took it as a shirt to grow into, even though it would fit him. It fit him good, but it fit me. He said, no, you can have it. He took it off and gave it to me right there. And I never forget those things. So I trained and I trained and I trained and I trained from 12 years old, 13 years old. And when I got in the gym at 17 and 18 years old, straight to the whole time. That's how I kept training. And I went back there like when I turned 22, 23, or even 24, I should say. When I was close to becoming a really good body, and people would say, yo, wow, you got so big. I remember you, Neil. Da, 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 da. How did you do it? You know what I said to them? Don't worry about it. You get it someday. Yeah, at the end of the day, I did turn around and said to them, it was consistency. It was your drive. Even though I said it to that person, I said it was your consistency, your drive. What I saw you guys do all the time. I followed you guys. You didn't know I watched you guys. I I didn't walk in the gym with headphones and do my own thing. I looked around to see what everyone's doing and I asked questions. And for those who helped me, thank you, God, for helping me out. And those who don't, thank you, God, for not helping me. Even that negative motivation.
Give you the wrong,
motivated me to do it even more, because when somebody tells me no, I tell them, watch me. And when somebody says yes, I tell them, I'm going to follow you. I'm not afraid to follow anybody, no matter how old you are, how young you are. If you have more knowledge than me because you have done more research than me, I'm going to follow that to the T. And that was my inspiring moment in the gym. I think I was probably about 18 or 19 at that time when I learned that.
See, mine was always everyone around me was telling me not to do it, not to do it, not to do it. And I'm always like, you know what? Just because you tell me not to do it and you're so adamant about me not doing it, fuck you, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And I did it.
That's what should get you in the gym. So if we bring it back to what we're saying, that should get you in the gym. Those people and those friends that tell you, don't do it, it's not bad, just be fat and lazy, get your ass in the gym, because you know what? You'll love it later on down in life. Okay.
We got this kid that trains with us occasionally. We'll bring him on the show maybe one day. He's 18, 19 years old. He's pretty swell. He calls him Junior Olympia.
Yeah.
He's a really sweet kid. I take him. I train him on just for shits and giggles because he's fun to hang out with, and he's strong as fuck too. And it's funny because I'm like, buddy, where are all your friends? He's like, smoking pot, playing video games in their basement, and he doesn't want to live that lifestyle. He doesn't want to turn into a bag of milk.
So let's go back to that. So after action, what's the next one?
After action is maintenance. Maintenance is basically just maintaining when you've reached your goal. Because when you're in action, you're setting your goal, and that's where I was showing Neil over here. It's called a SMART goal.
Yeah, you showed me somebody. We wanted to wait till we get through this. So what are you telling me?
SMART goal is specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound goal. Meaning, don't say I want to go in and I want to put off 40 pounds of muscle in 6 months. Ain't gonna happen. I don't care what you're on, what you're eating, unless you're Captain America juice. It ain't gonna happen. So you have to be smart about it, and always pick small goals. Pick SMART goals. Be smart about it. That's what SMART goal means. When you go in, what are you going in for? Lower your blood pressure, lower your blood sugar. Pick a number, pick a time frame, and be realistic about it. Do that. That's the action stage. You want to lower your blood sugar by 4 points in a month, 2 months? Find out how you can do it. If you don't want to get a trainer, do the research on your own. You can.
See, he's taking a different aspect, and I'm gonna play devil advocate in a little bit way, because we're not always gonna agree, but we that's why we're here. We talk about things. The SMART goal is great because he has a different mindset. Was how I put it like this? I think have small goals, but have a large goal.
Oh, that's
Huh?
yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's all good.
Yeah, because you have micro and macro.
Mm-hmm.
So you're picking the micro goals to reach a macro goal.
Right. So, like, it's like when I started competing, right? A lot of guys, their goal is, just want to get a pro card. My goal was never to get a pro card. It was never at all. It was to get on the Olympia stage. So if I said I wanted to be a pro card, I would just go to that limit. And then at that point, then I'd go, I'm like, no, my goal was always to be an Olympia athlete. Far be it, I never got to the Olympic stage, but I did pretty well at the New York Pro, my first pro debut, placing 6th against Ramy, Victor, Juan, all these top guys. But here's the thing, reason why I say set these large goals. Like even when I was getting ready for shows, like I never did any of the easy shows, never did. Like people's like, do the small shows and you get, My first show was Atlantic States. Bear France Atlantic States.
Jesus Christ.
One of the big shows.
That was your first show.
My very first show. Well, I did natural for 2 years and I did that and I won that. And it didn't take long. I did the whole thing so easily. I wouldn't say it was easy, but for me, genetically, it was easy and dieting was not that hard to diet, but I had to learn a lot, But when I switched over to NPC, my first show was Atlantic and I won that. And then my next show was the Eastern USA's, which is one of the hardest NPC shows in New York State.
You already had your face on there. You were already up front. Like basically, you were doing these huge shows. You weren't this little.
I didn't do it. I didn't want to because I knew that
back alley stage monkey.
Right.
Whatever, yeah.
I didn't want to do the easy shows because if I did and I won, who am I beating? I'm not saying those guys are not good.
Yeah, but yeah, you'd be like going to your local church as Colin Montvanger to pull a local show like that. Like,
right.
Who are you beating? 12-year-olds?
Right. It doesn't make sense. So I always chose the hard. So my first show was Atlantic State. My next show was Eastern USA. And when I won that, I went back. I didn't have money to go to Nationals. So I did another Eastern USA until Steve Weinberger said, get off my stage and go to Nationals. So that's why I had to save money.
Nice man, by the way. I met him personally. Yeah. He's a great guy.
I had to save money to get it to Nationals. Yeah. So when I won the Easterns twice, then I went to Nationals. And that's when I went to Atlanta, Georgia. And I went like two times, failed it. And then the third time I turned pro, 2012. No, fourth time I turned pro. Yeah. Fourth time in Atlanta, Georgia. That's when they used to cycle it. Now it's always in, I think, Florida. Yeah. So I never chose. And then after that, instead of, after you turn pro, people like, do a small show. Guess what show I did after that? New York Pro. Because it's either the New York Pro, the Arnold, or the Olympia. Yeah. And the Arnold, you have to get an invitation from, which I finally got after that show, but I never went. So I went to the New York Pro. Yeah. And I played 6th.
That's actually nice.
Yeah. First call out, then play 6th. And then I got the invitation to do Arnold, but my life was going to shit. That's for another story.
Oh, yeah. And then, life gets in it. When you're a competitive bodybuilder, and I've tried to compete for years, life has a way of fucking you left and right.
Yes. And you have a choice to not let it mess with you. So I don't blame anybody else. There's no one else to blame besides me because I had control of that and I made a choice to do the wrong instead of doing the right. That was by myself and do things the right way. So what I'm saying is that those are I always chose the harder things in life for me. That's just the way I was built. So that I knew that if I was to be at the top, I was going. So my thing is back to the goal setting. Yeah. I chose the big goal was always the Olympia. It was never to get a pro card. It was never to do a New York Pro. It was never that. It was to go to Olympia stage. But I knew that there were stages, but my eyes was always on the Olympia stage.
Okay, well let's talk like a human being now because you're a fucking phenom animal, all right? We don't got to talk about the Jamaican bull over here, all right? So or the ox, whatever. So you have to understand that's him. Right. But realistically, 98% of people that are at the gym are not looking to the Olympia. Right. They're looking to walk past the fridge and not grab something out of it.
Yes. I'm so sorry for going, but he's so right. That's why he's my friend. Sometimes he has to bring me back down to the world.
Yeah, because I mean, I want to look like him. I want his arms and everything. Except I'm better looking.
Yeah, of course, he's a good looking guy.
But the truth of the matter is, majority of people are not going to obtain. Don't even have the genetics that he has. If you see the size of his arms,
right,
all right, him and Lee Priest, the only difference is shade, honestly, at that point. But
you're right. the goal, the
Yeah.
small goals.
Yeah.
Let's going across our fridge, not taking.
Yeah. Let's walk across that fridge and not grabbing the food. I'm sorry, I don't mean to.
No.
I'm just on my road.
No,
here.
please.
You have to understand. If your goal is to look good, yes, grab something a little larger. But majority people, I want you to understand. Don't try to look good. Try to be healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Your physique is going to come after that. Trust me. That's the easy part. Once you get healthy, you turn your body into this finely tuned, and I call it inefficient machine, because you want your body to be inefficient because you want to burn more calories than you're taking in, so you can get thin and healthy and become more mobile, less lethargic.
Okay, let's put a question out there before you go.
Yeah.
How do we defeat those negative thoughts?
Oh.
Because that's what's gonna keep you away from the food you're talking about. That's gonna keep you away from the negative energy that you're talking about. That's gonna keep you away from going to the fast food restaurants as you pass them by every single day on every corner of the street, wherever you are. How do we defeat those negative thoughts?
I honestly, I have a couple of different ideas. Since I'm also a group coach.
Besides running home and getting there before and with your eyes closed driving.
I always say keep snacks in the car. High protein snacks and keto high protein snacks. The protein should exceed 10% of the caloric value. Meaning, if it's 100 calories, it should be 10 grams of protein or higher. That's a high calorie snack. All right. So when you see this bullshit peanut butter high calorie, 6 grams of protein and it's 300 calories per serving, that's not a high protein snack. Let's get that out of here. Let's clear that shit up.
Awesome.
So that's a simple math equation. Just to try to eat smart. But yes, I would say, well, one is definitely support and motivation. And I would say for the beginners, go to a gym, find a gym that has group classes, and become part of a group in an activity that you find enjoyable. And you'll become friends with these, because when you do a group class, the coach's job is to make you guys work together as a cohesive unit. Mm-hmm. So you end up building bonds and friendships. Mm-hmm. I've seen a lot of these people. They hang out after the gym, and then they hold each other accountable.
Yes.
So this is not the bodybuilding group. You don't have bodybuilding group classes, okay? So no, you can't. Trust me.
Get your people that are interested in the same thing, because then you'll stay in that area. Like if you're moving on to a different lifestyle, I'm not saying your friends can't follow you, and you may try to encourage somebody that doesn't want that. You
end up recruiting your friends from the backyard barbecue,
right? So
come to the class with me.
Yeah,
stay out of CrossFit. Of course, it's dead.
I'm sorry, I kids.
I did it for 3 weeks, and I almost tore my shoulder. 3 weeks, tore my shoulder, and fucked up my pectoral.
So yeah, you got it. I agree with getting those friends, and so we went through. So let's put this in a circle so we make this short. So we went through what is it called? The 5 stages.
5 stages of behavioral change.
First one was pre-contemplation. Second one was let's go short. Let's a short statement to it. Pre-contemplation.
Pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, action, and maintenance. Maintenance is when you've achieved your major goal. Remember, when you're a bodybuilder or a person or a fitness professional, hopefully be an influencer one day. I hope I get that body. But we're different. We don't have goals, because if we have a goal, we kind of stop where we reach a goal, so we keep going. So basically, we're just trying to get as big as we can be. That's just what we do. That's how we're wired now. But maintenance is when you reach your goal. Now, to maintain that body weight, that body mass, that heart, that blood pressure,
I keep so many things around now. As you go, I check my blood pressure if it drops below a certain point. You end up getting all these fitness stuff, and you're like, "What am I doing?" It becomes very useful.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. Like even the new fitness watch, the new Apples, do EKGs, O2 saturation.
Yeah, all that stuff, which is important. So, with that being said, that today was just part one of what it takes. What would it take you to get into the gym? What the mindset? We're not talking about what we do in the gym. The mindset, defeating negative thoughts.
We have to find out what's keeping you out of the gym first.
Not even talking about diet and nutrition. Notice we didn't talk about diet and nutrition, because I don't care about diet and nutrition. I just want to know what would it take for you to get into the gym and start your journey into something that you've been thinking about doing for a long time. And then once you get in there, we can talk about eating. And people say, should I diet first? How about just develop a habit again? I don't get, to be honest with you, I know people maybe say do the diet first.
Well, because you
diet
can't,
is
they
key.
say that because they say you can't out-train a bad diet.
Right, I understand that. But I want you to develop a habit. Develop a habit. Even if you're eating shitty foods, even go in the gym, burn some calories, go out and eat food. Eventually, now, after you develop a habit of going all the time, now I want you to fix your diet. That's just my way of telling people, that, hey, because you get in there, you fix your diet. Other people may have other ways, and I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying the way I tell people or teach my clients is I want you to start, just like going to work. Do you have a diet to go to work? No, it's work because you're getting paid to do it. Well, your payment in going to the gym is living a longer, healthier life because your children want you around longer. The diabetics, the doctors want you to live longer. And I'm sure you want to live longer. So how do we get you into the gym? So that was today's discussion. So I don't want to, I want you to understand that we care about nutrition and we're not touching on that till part 2, but we want to talk about how do we get you into the gym. And I hope some of this information was helpful or you can relate to it so that when you do think about your life and what it takes for you to enter a gym and what it takes for you to get on that fitness journey, you think about some of these things. Maybe you can go on the YouTube channel and look at it because I'm going to post it on my YouTube channel. So with that being said, I want to end it with, you can find me on my Instagram, IFBB Pro Anthoneil Champagnie, or my Facebook at Anthoneil Champagnie, or you can email me at anthoneichampagnie@yahoo.com, or you can go to my website. My website is where I do all my training, online training, anywhere across the world. It's champinme.com. ChampIn, like in, me.com. Go to champinme.com, click on the link right below. It's in the YouTube links below. And go to my website, email me, message me, anything you do, any questions, or even comments. Let me know what you will think about this this video and this what we said. Mark, I want you to tell people how to reach you.
Okay, you can contact me through Instagram at Mark the Machine. That's MARC_the_machine. Eventually, soon I'll be having my my website up for Immortal Fitness. Well, that's coming soon, hopefully by 2024, January.
No, we talk positive. This will be coming.
Yeah, it will be coming soon, January 2024. He's right, 100%. And soon I will be open for training, virtual coaching anywhere in the world. So you can contact me through there. Right now, I don't have an email address, but you can contact me through RUFFIUS828@gmail.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening in. This is Anthoneil Champagnie and Marc Saady signing out.
Stay strong.
Stay strong.